Hi everyone. Today we are day 32, if I'm not mistaken, from my 40-day level up challenge. And we are going to talk tonight about compassion with Goddess Kuan Yin. So hi everyone. Thanks for joining. So for those who have been watching me for a while, you kind of start to know what those live videos are about. But for those who don't know me, so my name is Fana, and what I do is really helping people, especially women, connect with their inner truths, radically accept themselves, and in order to thrive in their life and find their own voice, their own true power. And I do that mainly through inner child work and shadow work. Those are really important to me because I really feel that you cannot thrive or level up till you can face your inner demons and especially ego voice. So I'm going live for 40 days, and then I will have a close group running on Facebook called Level Up with Fana. And so this group is for people who have been watching the live or new people and would like to just kind of dive deeper in all of those concepts, as I am guided to dive deeper. I didn't know that when I started this journey and this adventure with you 30 days ago, but I'm going to turn it into a podcast and a book. So you will have, handy all the information inside of it. So tonight we are going to talk about compassion with Goddess Kuan Yin, who is the goddess of mercy, love, and compassion. Compassion in this journey is very, very important when you want to level up, and I will go in details why it is important. But first of all, I will just follow up the kind of mapping Goddess Kuan Yin gave me. So first of all, she would like me to introduce her for those who don't know her energy, who she is, and why she is actually the goddess of mercy, compassion, and love, because that's the first thing you need to know to understand where she comes from and her message. Then she will share some wisdom again about compassion, what it is, and you will see that it's really not what you would have heard usually about compassion. Because in this journey, and this was really the intention when I started this level up challenge, it was really also to channel wisdom from spirit, but wisdom that can be really easy to digest and that you can relate to in a very, very simple way, not that woo-woo concept up there and you don't get how you can apply it to your own life. So she will be talking about that. I will be then guiding you into a meditation, and I will be channeling a little bit for you if you have questions for Kuan Yin, or you just want a message from her. So you can drop me a yes later in the chat. So for those who are catching the replay, we'll be catching the replay. Drop me a message catching the replay, and if you are watching, drop me hearts. Let me know that you are watching. Hi, I'm watching, or whatever. Just to know, just so that I can know that you are actually watching this live. Because otherwise, I just get views and I don't know who is watching, and I would love to connect with you. So let's start. So about Kuan Yin, that's the first part of what she wanted to share. What she wanted me to share. So I have lived almost 12 years, almost 13 years actually. Hi everyone, in Asia, which is why I'm quite familiar with Goddess Kuan Yin, and I learned about her when I was in Asia, and my awakening happened very rapidly in Asia. So that would be why I'm very used to work with the energy of Goddess Kuan Yin. And when you go into temples in Asia, she's pretty much everywhere. She's a very, very revered goddess in Asia. And so I have worked with her on many, many occasions, and her energy has always been very, how to put it, she's wise, and she will really challenge you, but in a very loving manner, like, especially when you place yourself in a victim mode, when you are willing to really just like sometimes confuse empathy with compassion. She will be there to really help you with that. That was the first work I did with her, healing my empathy. Most of you are empath. And empath is a good thing, because it allows you to be very sensitive and to feel what's happening to the other person. But the problem I had when I started this work is that I had no boundaries. I just could not know what was mine and what was not mine. So I would just collapse all the time, just overwhelmed with the energy of people around me, and it was just not manageable. And so a lot of empaths suffer from that. And I did a work with her, and thanks to her, she taught me what compassion is, as opposed to empathy. And I will go through that later. So Goddess Kuan Yin, she is a bodhisattva. What is a bodhisattva? Bodhisattva is like a being who has the status of Buddha. So basically, and I bet all of you know about Buddha, she has the status of Buddha, except that she refused to leave energetically the earth plane in order to keep serving humanity and its people. So that's what she is. So she has really attained full mastery, full consciousness. And how did she do that? The story, and there is a myth around that, and the story diverged, but mostly it's about the story of a king back in China, and there is a curse, and is asked to do some kind of potion, and he would need some arms and eyes, like real human parts from people, beloved ones, and one of his daughter, Kuan Yin, accepts to do that, but without telling his father, right? And so, for the sake of love, of doing what's right for the country, for her father, she accepts to sacrifice herself without telling anyone. And so the legend says that through all her life, she has really suffered for being a woman, for being who she was, and that ultimately she knew when she did that sacrifice that she could see without her eyes and manifest without her hands. And that's why in many of the statues or depiction of Goddess Kuan Yin, you would see her with 1,000 arms surrounding her, because that was a reward, those 1,000 hands and the sight. She has a very powerful sight. So she might be the goddess of mercy and compassion, but she is, to me, a goddess that can cut through your bullshit. That's what she does. And anyone who has really worked with Goddess Kuan Yin will tell you that she cuts through your bullshit. And that's really, really powerful. So because of that, she became that bodhisattva, that goddess being attached to Earth plane, and staying here to teach humanity compassion, love, and mercy. So what is compassion according to Kuan Yin? She's saying that most of us think that compassion is being able to feel sorry or sad or in pain when you witness the pain, the sadness, or any situation that would be kind of challenging in a human being or in a pet, or doesn't matter. So that would be the classical definition of compassion. And people would say or think that empathy equates to compassion. So if the definition of compassion is to be able to feel sorry, sad, whatever, to feel what people are feeling, so compassion would equate to empathy. And she would like all of us to be really fully aware that it is not the case. And so many of us, as women especially, because that's we have been taught, women are caring, nurturing, they have to self-sacrifice, and all of those stories that have been transmitted through the matriarchy and the patriarchy, by the way. Empathy is something that has been praised. And I want for truth, like in the community of light worker, healer, coaches and stuff, so many people just feel they have to brag about being an empath. And I don't want to be misunderstood here. I'm not saying it's bad to be an empath. I am an empath. I used to be an empath, but I am compassionate now. I call myself that and not an empath anymore. The thing is, people, when they brag about that, they also brag about, oh, I'm an empath, and yes, I'm suffering a lot because, I'm so overwhelmed all the time. I am, overwhelmed by those feelings with other. I have to protect my field, my energy, and that kind of stuff. And at the same time, it allows me to do the work. So, it's just like, this blessing in disguise, in the gift. And she's saying that this is an illusion. You never have to suffer or to feel pain to help anyone. She wants me to repeat that. You don't have to suffer or to feel any pain to help someone. You don't. So she's saying that to her, true compassion is not empathy. Compassion is the ability to care about other people, about what's happening in their life, about situation, about circumstances. It's the ability to care. It's the ability to care, and to care, you don't need to put yourself and to turn yourself into an emotional mess. Drop me some hearts if you follow so far, so I know you are getting what I'm saying. To care for someone or a situation or to feel concerned, you don't have to turn yourself into an emotional mess. Would everyone agree with that? Because she says that the moment you do that and you start confusing caring with turning yourself into an emotional mess, it defeats the purpose, because you can't help anyone when you are in that state. So I give you an example. Okay, I have this, thank you. Okay, got me some yes, so I know you resonate. If I have this client or person I know, and she's suffering, and she has like money issue, or her husband left her, whatever, I'm just picking out a story like that. And because I'm an empath, and I call myself compassionate and an empath, I went to see her, and I feel so sorry for her, and I'm feeling her pain, and it it starts to make me think about my own story, how alone I feel, and I start crying and crying and crying, and I say, oh my God, I understand you, this is so painful, this is so difficult. And so what does it do actually? Nothing. You have 2% feeling bad, feeling sorry for themselves, putting themselves into a victim state, and you ain't going nowhere. Because when you are in the state of emotional mess, emotional turmoil, you can't help anyone. You can't. It's exactly the same with love. You can't pour from an empty cup. How can you be willing to help anyone if your cup is empty, or if your cup is a shitty emotional mess? It ain't going to work. So compassion is the ability to care, to be aware of what's going on, to really care. Yes, I know, I witness that you are suffering. I witness your pain, and I acknowledge it. That's the first step of compassion. Acknowledging someone's pain, someone's suffering, does not involve you turning into an emotional mess. So you can do all of that and yet know that those feelings, those emotions do not belong to you. They are not yours. And from that point of distance, you can start helping and holding space for the person. It doesn't mean that you do anything. Sometimes it's just being there and listening. Just being there and listening. Just listen to what they have to say, because sometimes, sadness, you just have to be sad. And people have just need to be sad for a while. And you have to allow that, honor that. But I bet that all of you would agree with the fact that you can hold space in a much better way when you are able to step back and know that those emotions are not yours, rather than joining the mess, joining the emotional turmoil, and just doing nothing. So that's what she taught me, the difference between compassion and empathy. And for me, it was such a shock the first time she appeared to me, teaching me that. I will tell you my story, and I bet it's the story of all of you. I had some times, especially when I started this spiritual awakening, I could not watch the news. I would watch the news and I would keep crying, all the news. Anything bad I would hear just would put me into emotional turmoil. And I would just feel emotionally unstable all the time. And what it led me to is to kind of willing to protect myself, seeing the outside world and the people as potentially dangerous or potentially disturbing my flow, disturbing my energy. And it puts you in a state that is the very opposite of unconditional love. I hope that makes sense, because that part is very, very important. The other thing I've noticed also about compassion, and I will give you a real example of a client I had, and she was an animal lover, and what happened is that anytime she would see or hear about anything regarding an animal being killed, or just like the mere idea of that, it would put her in a mess, but really in a bad thing, seeing blood or anything. And so when we started doing the work with her, and it was with Goddess Kuan Yin, what we discovered is that actually it was empathy and not compassion. Often, all of us were empath. Why are we empath? And I go back to the shadow work, to the root. Why are we all empath, in this healing work, coaching work? Why? It's not a coincidence, not at all. There is a reason. We are all empath because we feel that sacrificing ourselves and feeling pain is part of the journey of the healer. It's just as you know the Jesus like syndrome, it's the same. We feel that we have to feel guilty. We have to feel guilty for anything bad happening in this world. Otherwise, we are not deemed good enough to be spiritual healers. And so she wants us to get rid of that notion, outdated notion of we need to feel guilty. And when we did that work with that client, it was one of her past life, and she had like some story involving animals and sacrificing and stuff like that. So she was carrying that guilt over, and we turned her into like an empath, and it just had become just too much. And the moment she cleared the root, the why, it stopped. It just stopped. It didn't mean she didn't care anymore about the animals, but she would just know that whatever was happening was not her emotions, and she could help from a very balanced point of view in the compassion zone and no more in the empath zone. And so it might be strange to say that because most of us are bragging about being an empath, but you know what? Kuan Yin can help you. You don't have to be overwhelmed and be an emotional mess all the time. You know, this is not a trophy. This is not a badge you are wearing, because it's just preventing you from being fully in your potential and from fully helping the people you need to help. So that was really an important message of Kuan Yin tonight. She is saying also another thing about compassion. When we are not able to feel compassion, or we are in the empathy zone, which is the guilt zone basically, because being an empath is being guilty, feeling guilty at a karmic level. And I hope I explained that correctly. If you are an empath, it's because you feel some kind of guilt rooted in one of your past lives about not having served, not having sacrificed, not having being compassionate enough about people's problem, or having bad in a past life, having been bad. And so you have like cursed yourself with empathy to force you to feel and to be good. That's the truth, nothing else. So the moment you want to get rid of that and to shift from empathy to compassion, you can do it. Because ultimately, when you are not able to feel compassion, or if you feel too much of compassion, what we call empathy, it means one thing. It means that you can't detach yourself from the events and the action. I start again. If you will believe that I made a mistake, I did something bad to someone, whatever it might be, and I cannot forgive myself, I cannot forget that, and I feel that this defines me as a spirit, as a soul, I will never be able to feel compassion for myself and for others. Or I will turn into the opposite and become an empath, because I have to pay for not having done the right thing. So ultimately, same thing. So the third message she wants to share with you is this: your mistakes are not you. Your failures are not you. Your fears are not you. Your successes are not you either. They aren't. Your sins are not you. Your house, your family, your kids, what you possess, they are not you. They are not. They do not define who you are. And the moment you understand that, you start to feel detachment. And you are able to enter the real compassion zone. Because if I accept that anything happening to me in my journey as a soul on earth is part of my journey and is part of my experience of growth and learning, well, these are just merely experiences. So how could they define me as a soul? I have free will. I choose to be what I need to be. And sometimes you need to do bad things to understand and to fully master the concept of compassion and forgiveness. So it's again the law of polarity, right? There is no love without hate, no cold without heat. It's the same. So at the end of the day, some people have to be the bad guys. That's really what she wants you to understand. Some people have to be the bad guys in order for the school called Earth to work. And that does not define them at a soul level. I say it again, when you do something bad, it does not define you as a soul level. That one is a bit hard to understand, right? Or to kind of align with. Because we have been taught that you must be good. And Kuan Yin is saying, let go of the need to be good. Your purpose is not to be good anything, good girl, good wife, good husband, good sister, good mother, good worker. Let go of that. That's not your life purpose. You are your purpose. And the moment you can understand that those things do not define you, you would be able to understand that those things do not define also other people. Because when you are in true compassion, you cannot be in judgment. Being in judgment is the opposite of true compassion. It is the opposite of true compassion. And this is also something that she wants to really understand. I'm taking back the example of that girl that had this problem, with blood, with animals and stuff like that. So she felt in the first place that, what she had was good because she thought that she was on the good side, the so-called good side. Like, I love animals, I don't want them to be hurt. And then what happened also with that was that she was like some kind of proselyte and really some kind of activist. So because she was so overwhelmed by this, she started posting those ugly pictures all around, showing blood and stuff. And she said, yes, I want them to feel bad as I feel. And sorry, but where is compassion there? There is no compassion. And it's judgment, it's full-blown judgment. And when you are in judgment space, you are in ego realm. You are not at all in unconditional love and compassion. Because at the end of the day, Goddess Kuan Yin is saying this, and I've learned that the hard way. It is not because you think that you are good or on the good side that it gives you the right to judge people. And oh boy, how many times have I seen that? I'm going to share another story. I had one of my ex-client and friend, and she posted, what did she post? She said, oh yes, she posted something about, if you are spiritual, you should never eat an animal, you should never eat meat, you should never eat fish or whatever. And then I replied to her that, most of the time I was not eating meat, but, I would eat what my body asked me to eat. And sometimes I need that kind of energy to ground myself. And I will listen to my guidance. And I will pray, I will bless the food, I will get rid of all the negative energy and be thankful to the animal that gave his life to feed me. Because I am just above good and evil. When you are in the realm of good and evil, you are still in ego mind. I'm not there. And then, she blocked me. And before blocking me, she sent me a rant, and, she started tagging my posts on my Facebook, calling me, I thought you were enlightened, but you are a bitch, you are not enlightened, and whatever crap she wrote, on me, because she said that she had the right to judge me and to call me an unawakened, unconscious, bad person, because I didn't feel the need to make people who were meat eater feel bad. I don't have that need, I'm sorry. People do what they want. It's their own free will. I have nothing to say about that. And it's also about self-respect. Like, respect yourself enough to know where your free will ends and when you are starting to infringe in others people's free will. That's also compassion. That's mine, that's yours, that's my shit, and that's your shit. Sorry for excuse my French. So I know that all of these concepts are kind of like a bit challenging for, I guess, most of you, because we have been taught, and also those of you who are spiritual have then like learned some modalities. Oh no, we have to be good, we have, if you are spiritual you have to be vegan, if you are spiritual you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to do. No, your own definition of spiritual is yours, and that's very important. And it's called having compassion for yourself, because you will never be able to level up if you do not have compassion for yourself. And what is having compassion for yourself? It's being able to witness your journey, your struggle, what you have been through, but also witness your successes, what you have been doing, what you succeed in doing. And just know, well, okay, I did this, that was awesome. I did that was not so great. But, well, I learned this. And being in that state of unconditional love toward yourself, toward your journey, and being able to just be a witness, that's called compassion. That's called unconditional love. And you need that to level up. Because how can you level up? How can you move forward if you do not become your first fan? Yes, you have to become your first supporter. And that will come through compassion. We lack of compassion for ourselves. We feel guilty all the time for what we did. We feel ashamed for who we are. Compassion can help you to shift that. Compassion is such a powerful energy. I'm very passionate about this topic because it truly changed my life. When you feel envy or jealousy, it's because you don't love yourself, because you don't have compassion for yourself, because you think that outside is better, that you need to get something outside of you to feel complete. But when you are in the true, real realm of compassion, you can witness who you are, witness your greatness, witness your power, witness your perfection within your imperfections. That's the power it gives to you. Compassion is powerful. Compassion is needed for yourself primarily, and for the others. Because when you are a healer, if you want to support people to do anything related to coaching, mentoring, you need to feel compassion. Being in a state where you don't judge anymore your clients, where you can just let them be and yet tell them the truth, cut through their bullshit, and yet love them unconditionally. And sometimes that means giving them tough love. But tough love is still love. It is still unconditional love. And recently I've been having some experiences with clients, and because I work with shadow work a lot, I am confronted quite often with the victim archetype, where, you know, people are kind of stuck in their own stories of a victim, and they get like very, very challenged and triggered when you try to explain to them that they are not victims. And they are telling, no, I want you to acknowledge that I am a victim. I'm pretty sure it already happened to you. It happened to all of us, myself included. You know, sometimes the only thing I wanted to tell, I want you to acknowledge that I am a victim. You know, it was the same with my story with my husband. I wanted him to acknowledge that I was his victim. But the moment you are stuck in that, you cannot move forward, because it means that you gave away your power. And how can you fix anything if you don't have your own power? It can't. And Patricia is saying compassion helps releasing attachment to fear. Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. Because it helps you to be in the energy of courage, to do it anyway, even if it's not perfect, even if you don't feel 100%. It helps you to move toward that zone. And yes, it helps you definitely release all attachment. And this is a perfect transition to the last point of this lecture, whatever, about compassion. Is that compassion, when it is not real compassion and it's related to empathy and guilt, it is solely based on attachment. So I explain that again. If I witness something or someone in pain, and I put myself in the empath zone, and I start turning myself into this emotional mess or turmoil, what does it mean? I am attaching myself energetically to that person, that situation, and I build up an energetical cord, and their emotions come into my body. So every time I do that, I am drained from my own soul essence, which is why all the people who call themselves empath are always totally drained after sometimes just having spent a few hours with one person. It's because of that. It's because every time you do that, and it's very important that you understand that about compassion as opposed to empathy. Compassion helps you to release the attachment. Empathy creates attachments. Attachments to fear, to guilt, to shame. So working with compassion, having compassion for yourself, will also mean releasing all your attachments to fear. So that was it for what Kuan Yin had to share. As you see, she is a very how could I put it? When I first started working with her, you know, I really saw her with this really poised goddess, you know, with her chignon, air up and stuff like that. And she's young, she's not old, and she's full of passion. My God, she burns out of passion. And when you work with her, she will ignite that passion, that self-love, and that compassion for yourself will be such a beautiful drive in your life. It will. So now we are going to go through the second part of this live video, and it's the meditation. So the meditation is about releasing attachments, because attachments are all the things preventing you from being in the real space of compassion. So I would like you to put yourself in a comfortable position, and to place both of your hands. No, okay, she's saying one hand on your heart chakra and the other hand on your stomach area. And I would like you to close your eyes, and start breathing. Start breathing gently. Breathe in from the nose. Breathe out from the mouth. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in love, breathe out fear. Breathe in love, exhale fear. Breathe in love, exhale fear. Breathe in love, exhale fear. Now, I would like you to center in your heart space, and I would like you to repeat loudly what I will say, as this is a prayer to release your attachment. So let's begin. With the power of God that I am, say your name, and I am calling in the energy of Goddess Kuan Yin. I am calling in the energy of mercy, compassion, unconditional love into my life, into my field, and into my bodies. Of my own free will, as a sovereign being of light, I now dissolve and revoke any contracts of permission, submission, empathy, and attachment ever given consciously or not, in this or any lifetime, in all directions of time and all dimensions. I release such beings, attachments, cords, entities, and inclusions from all layers of my field and bodies. As you are doing that, see all those energies leaving your body. You will feel the energy move. And as you are witnessing those energy move away from your field, say this: I send you all away from my field, and I call back to me all of my power, all of my soul, and I send you away with love. May you feel safe and embraced and blessed by the love, mercy, and compassion of Goddess Kuan Yin. I am not you. I don't need to be you. I don't need to feel what you feel. I honor my own field, my own body, and I have boundaries. Having compassion for myself means that I acknowledge, as of now, and in front of all of you as my witnesses, that I honor my body as my sacred temple. And in my sacred temple, I only allowed my own emotions. I allow Goddess Kuan Yin to turn my gift of empathy into the gift of compassion, into the gift of true compassion. I can feel, I can help, I can care, and yet not put myself in emotional turmoil. I am sovereign and I am honoring me. With grace and compassion, Om Mani Padme Hum. Now I would like you to say in this energy while I sing Kuan Yin mantra to help you integrate this energy. Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum. May all beings be happy and free. May all beings live with purpose. May all beings feel true compassion. Amen. So, in your own right timing, breathe in and breathe out again and come back to this physicality. I hope you enjoyed this meditation with Goddess Kuan Yin and that you could feel her energy. Drop me some feedbacks in the comments or some hearts emojis so I can see how it was for you. And if we are so entering into the last section. Oh, Chantal is saying feeling amazing. Thank you. Great. Flora is saying thank you very much for this. This was a good session. Thank you. Let me check what you wrote. Thank you for the speaker to very loving and calm encompassing energies in this place. Thank you, Flora. Feel free to join and to follow up all the live. It's not the end yet. So I'm just going to start the last part of this live, which is channeling from, oh, thank you, Zacian. We are going to start the last part of this live, and Joanna is saying thank you, love the meditation. Oh, I am happy you enjoyed it. It was very, so Larissa saying very powerful. I felt so much energy in my stomach area, still tingling. Yes, you will integrate those energy as you just like let go of that and just like feel more love for yourself. And so Goddess Kuan Yin is asking any one of you who wants a message from her or has a specific question, just drop me a yes and I will be channeling for you. Patricia saying enjoying this very much. Great. So if you want a message from Kuan Yin, let me know, drop me a yes or ask your question, and that will be the end of this live. Oh, before I start channeling, I have to tell you, oh, Serena saying thank you so much. So I have to share about tomorrow's live. You know, sometimes I don't have the topic, but today I have the topic. So they want me to share about this. And it's very important because as we are like nearing like the end of those live videos, the energy is just like building up. And so today was very powerful, and tomorrow we will have another very powerful live. And it's so crucial when you want to level up. And so we will have the energy of Mary Magdalene with us, and she will be talking about the secret rebel, about being a rebel and how we need to be rebels to level up Girls, are you with me? So don't miss tomorrow's live, and share. Invite your friends to attend the live. It's really powerful thing here. So let me channel. So who do we have here? Okay, so Larissa. Okay, so Larissa wants a message. So let me get this for you. Okay, Kuan Yin message is this one. She's saying that working with the energy of compassion is something that you really, really need to do. But self-compassion. She says that you have to work on having compassion for yourself, for your journey, for who you are, because only then will you be able to unleash your power and to be able to see it. She's showing me this picture. There is this beautiful diamond, and actually there is a veil, some kind of dark veil in front of the diamond. So you can't see that the diamond is shining. You kind of have a sense that there is something, or it might be a jewel, but you can't see it. And she's saying that compassion will help you lift away that veil, because you don't need that veil. The truth is the diamond behind the veil. The veil is an illusion. So that was your message. So then, okay, Serena, a message for you. Let me get this. Okay, so Serena, Goddess Kuan Yin message for you, and she would love you to, if you have time, to go to a temple and connect with her. I think she's showing me the temple in I can't remember the street. It's not far from Bugis. What's the street again? You know this big temple with Kuan Yin inside? Nearby the oh my God, I lost the road. Anyway, you will know that she would love you to go to a temple where she is, right, and connect with her. And she's saying that what you need to work on specifically, go to a temple or do it from your home if you are more comfortable, but work with the asking her to help you with the attachment to judgment. She's saying that in your case, that the part of compassion that you need to work on is judgment. Release judgment on yourself, judgment from others on what you do, what you do not do, what you can't do, what you don't want to do. That's the part you have to work on, and work with her specifically on that topic. So, okay, Patricia would like some business guidance. So, okay, let me check. Okay, she's saying that you have to release your attachment to fear and judgment, actually, which will allow you to start. Because she's saying that you have this fear in you to start, that you know you need to be perfect. You need to be perfect as a human being, which is illusion again, because none of us are perfect, you know. For example, I'm doing this work. I'm not perfect. I'm absolutely not. And I struggle. I have my own thing to deal with. The only thing that makes a difference is that I am committed to walk my talk. Oh yes, the waves will come, but I will walk my talk. And every single thing I shared here with you, I am applying it to myself every single day. Every single day, I will wake up, I will meditate, I will connect myself, I will do my affirmation, I will put some utter self-love on myself and compassion. So yes, the only thing we have to do as healers, coaches, whatever we want to do as in our capacity to support people, is to walk our talk. It's certainly not to be perfect. So she's saying, release your attachment to fear, to judgment, so you can start anything. Just do it. from the purest intention to serve. And the moment you do that, the fear is released. I can give you my example. When I started like doing those live, I was not like, it came on a Friday. My guides told me, do this. And I was like, what? Like, you are telling me about those live today, and tonight I have to go live, and I don't even know what I'm going live, what I'm going to tell. But I had at some point to trust my guides and to trust my channeling. And you will channel what you need to channel if you trust that it's the purest intention. And that's what I did. When I came and started the live, I didn't know. And most of the time when I come, I just don't know the content. I have to be very honest here. I don't know what I'm going to say. I am channeling. And why am I able to channel that way? Because there is no ego there. I don't want to prove anything to you. I don't want to be good. I don't want to be a good speaker. I just want to convey the word of spirit and to be a good channel. And to be a good channel is to be centered in my heart. And then I can hear. And it's easy. So she's saying, regarding the business, what are your intentions? Focus again on your intentions, and then you will release all the attachment to fear and judgment. So Serena saying amazing. So Joanna, I would love some channeling. Okay, let's do that. Okay, so Goddess Kuan Yin is saying that for you, you might be willing to look on attachment to shame. She's saying that even though it might not be very obvious to you right now, but maybe you can do some journaling. There are very strong attachment to shame in your field, and those need to go so you can really unleash your power and do what you need to do. Those attachments to shame are linked to the feeling of being undeserving. So that's what she's saying. See if it resonates, and we can talk about this later. You can drop me a message here or PM me, but that's what she has for you. So Cody, could I have some guidance? Okay. Okay, she's saying for you, your message is really releasing the attachment related to external validation. She says that the question she asked, why do you always doubt yourself, and why don't you believe in yourself? So it seems to be linked to that need for external validation. So she's saying that every time you are in this energy of permission, submission, and allowing other people to tell you who you are, if you are good enough, or comparing yourself, you are disconnecting from the energy of true love and self-compassion. So work on those attachments. I hope it resonates. So Carol, any insight would be appreciated. I need to leave, but promise I'll come back and listen. I so enjoyed this. Okay, so what do we have? So Carol, okay. Okay, she's saying the attachment you need to work on is control. She's saying you have the energy of control, of not letting go, is way too much important in your field right now. So it's really preventing you from allowing universe to just work in magic, and also you to be in a state where you are at peace, in inner peace, in order to manifest things. So work on the energy of control. Oh yes, Serena, I see Middle Road. Yes. Middle Road. Oh my God. Yes, I'm talking about Bugis in Singapore. Yes, correct. I used to live in Singapore. I left Singapore last year, actually. I live more, 8 years or more in Singapore. So yes, I'm referring to Singapore. Yes, exactly. That's the temple I'm talking about. That's the one she was showing to me. So yes, go there and grab yourself a beautiful lotus flower if you go there, Serena. Okay, so Flora is saying, oh lovely, that's where I would walk past most days on purpose just to see her. My greetings to all. Okay, wonderful. Okay, Serena saying, thank you for that. I have a statue blessed from that temple. Wonderful. So you know, you have it, so you connect with her. Already there. So Joanna saying, resonates every much. Thank you. Yes, so work on that. And anyway, you know, in PM we can start working on that and have more clarity. So Carol is saying she's still there. Makes total sense. Thank you. The control thing. So perfect. So guys, I think I'm done with the channeling today, and I hope you resonated very deeply with that powerful. Oh, okay. Last read wants a message. So Suzanne, okay, let me get that for you. Okay, the message she has for you is to tell you that first of all you are loved, you are supported, and that being acknowledged and having your journey acknowledged and the pain and the suffering is the first step. Then once you are able to feel acknowledged, yet the journey is to let go of those emotions because they are not who you are. They do not define you. So she wants me to tell you again the first thing she said. Your mistakes are not you. Your failures are not you. Your decisions are not you. And whatever people did to you does not define you. So that was our message for you, Suzanne. So thank you for watching. Tomorrow, don't miss the live about being a sacred rebel with Mary Magdalene. It will be very powerful, and I really feel that towards the end of these live videos, we will have like some powerful goddesses come through and share some awesome wisdom here. So sharing is caring. If you can go on my page, Level Up with Fana, I will put a link, and leave me a review my page, share this link, share this page, join the group I'm creating, and so I love you guys, and I see you tomorrow. Bye.